coming, Shinobi always jumps up. This is episode 003 of the South London Ronin podcast. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching or listening. Today we're going to talk about code switching. So if you don't know what code switching is, it's kind of when you change the way you speak depending on who you're speaking to, depending on your audience. And some people say it's like selling out or acting or changing yourself, but I'm not so sure about that. So just in my case, I am from South London. I'm from a place called Bermondsey. Obviously South London Ronin. From a place called Bermondsey. And Bermondsey is where a lot of geezers stay. So in Bermondsey we talk a certain way. And my family, we're Nigerian, so in the house we talk a certain way. I don't talk to my mum like she's one of the lads. They go, "Oi, mum, where's breakfast?" I don't talk to my mum like that. So that's not how I sound when I talk to my mum. And unless that's the way she talks, the way she spoke to me, but she doesn't. Then I went to school in the area in Bermondsey, so that's how I grew up. But when I went to secondary school in Catford. I went to a private school, and the people there were, quite a high status, and they spoke a bit different. I didn't talk to my teachers like, "All right, mate, go out, Mr. Bell, what's going on?" Don't talk to him like that. So he spoke a different way as well. So it sounded different in school, more maybe an academic way of speaking, or just as a student, and with some respect there. But then when I hung out after school, I hung out with my friends from Catford, and these were the man them. So I don't talk to the man them like they're geezers, because they're not. So I talk to them like, and that's the way we spoke to each other is different, And I'm sure they don't speak to their mums the same way they speak to us. And then so that's like, so you got home, you got in Bermondsey, I got in school, and I've got with the man them. And the way I speak with everybody is different. I was talking to my friend the other day, and we're talking about, some people, it's like it's like a language basically, whichever one you speak. If you're from the roads and you speak that way, that's your language. And if you don't live in Bermondsey, you're not going to speak like them man there in Bermondsey. And if you don't go to private school, you're not going to speak like those people in private school. So you learn one language, and it's not like dissing anyone or saying that language is better than the other, but that's just the way it is. So that's your code, right? But then when I come into now, it's like I was saying, it's not like if I'm going to what do you call it? If I go to this private school, I should speak like I'm still in Bermondsey. I don't think that's the case. I think you need to speak, and this is my opinion as well. Everything is my opinion, always caveat in it. But you just speak to people in the way that they can understand, and people maybe should speak to you in the way that they understand. But the thing is, if I go to private school, I can speak the private school language. They can't speak the Bermondsey language, so they can't communicate with me. So I am the polyglot in that situation. I can speak there. If I'm in Bermondsey, I can speak to them like that. If I speak to them like they're one of the man them, then maybe they don't understand me. So I'm like multilingual in that case. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think it is. So I think a lot of, I don't know, it depends on where you're from. I think a lot of black people can code switch quite well, quite easily, depending on who they're talking to. And that's a skill. That is like being multilingual, I think, because there are different words, even the way that you present the words are different as well. Because obviously, I live in Japan. Like, I don't want to be saying that all the time. But I live in Japan, so I said it twice now. And I obviously want to speak to people. So I have to communicate in a language that they understand. I can't start speaking English to them. It's another language. I have to switch my code. It's a completely different code, and to speak Japanese, or as good as I can. And I feel that's the same way. I said, when you're back in your own country, speaking different languages, different dialects. Because in Japan, they have like, in Kansai Ben, you have like Kyoto Ben, Kyoto dialect. Suddenly got a ringing in my ears. Go to Tohoku, they speak a different dialect. Ibaraki Ken, they speak a different dialect. So some people can't understand each other. So yeah, I think code switching is like dialect switching. And I don't even know now where I'm meant to be going with this, because my ear suddenly started ringing and I was thinking, what's that about? Am I picking up some frequency from outer space? So let me think of where I want to go with this. please bear with me. Yeah, so some of my episodes are going to be quite short, but all I wanted to say is code switching is, in my terms, is my in my mind is not selling out, but it's just learning how to communicate with different people and being able to change that. Because my kids, they speak English and they speak Japanese. They speak Japanese to mum, they speak English to me, and they just switch like that. And I think it's basically the same thing. Do you know what I mean? All right then. Well, that's all there is for today on that one. That's even shorter than I thought. I thought it was going to be a bit longer, longer podcast. If you have watched this episode, and you have any like topics that you'd like me to touch on based on, or you have any questions or queries or anything or inquiries or your own opinion, how many times do you code switch in a day? Do you think it's being fake if you speak, oh, if you speak in a different code? And I guess to find out your real voice, like your real voice, I guess if you have a podcast or something and you're talking, basically, I'm talking to the camera. Obviously, I'm talking to you, but there's no one else in the room. Maybe this is my real voice. I don't know. This is my neutral voice. You know. All right. Well, see you later. Peace.